Espérame. So we're gonna start now the last game of the last batch of the qualifiers. A la cuenta de 5 empezamos. Tienen una hora, ¿ok? En 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 y Tetris. We start our last batch of qualifiers for CTWC Mexico. These are the last players that are going to be looking at qualification in the tomorrow's tournament. Maybe everyone that made it in is going to qualify. We had more people than we were expecting, which is pretty good. So we're trying to accommodate for everyone that showed up. Gas already topped out and already damning the game, saying many swear words in Spanish. No, fue el 16 top 16. Sí. Fueron como 10 maxouts. Yes. Sí. So Jorge White is our main organizer in this Mexican tournament. He's a hybrid player, as you can see. I'm gonna try to accommodate for his camera a little better. There's Jorge White. If you've seen Breaking Bad, you're familiar with that one. I've never asked him if his second name is actually White or Blanco, as we're in Mexico. 84,000. Right now with Das, he's a hybrid player. Jorge was present in the CTWC year 2023. He qualified, but he didn't make the bronze bracket, which would have been right around where his personal best is at. Now in a little bit of a high elevated dig. I'm gonna say it by experience. Organizing a tournament and then playing on it is not a great idea. You're worrying about everything working out, everything looking fine, everyone being okay, everyone being treated okay. So I'm glad that Jorge got to eat a little bit and chill out before he got his last batch of qualifiers. That's probably what I should have done, but too late now. 165 for Jorge White. Gas at 126. Gas also around the 600k PB. So my prediction would be that these two are gonna be fighting for one of the main bracket spots. One of the final remaining spots within the tournament. As I said earlier, I think we're gonna try to fit everyone in. A lot of new players, always really nice to see. And it's okay to deviate a little bit from the main plan. That is, much more people than we were expecting showed up. We were expecting around 12 players. 20 people showed up, and a little bit more just started watching. And Jorge's gonna top out at 199,880. I think that means Pollo, please register my score. I'm gonna do that. No. So 199,880 for the first game. Of course, this is 1 hour qualifier. Let's be reminded of that. Gas. Not feeling it. Head shaking a little bit. 199,880. You can see that score being just at the bottom of the qual scores. Now, serious business for Jorge, switching to roll. rocking the CTWC shirt. You should get. By the way, I really like that one. And Gas, we'll register the scores in a little bit. We just want to give the players a little bit of space when they get into the rhythm. That's for Jorge, 57,000 for him. In a little bit of a dig. As I said before, being a host of a tournament and playing on it simultaneously can be a little tricky, can be a little stressing. You worry if everything is going okay, if everything's looking fine, if the sharpener is working okay, if it's not displaying 18 million on level 18, so... That's probably going to be a top for Jorge, which is fine. We have plenty more games in an hour span. Meanwhile, Gas at 57,000, and Bandy Pants saying "Hola a todos." Is that like Bandy, Bandweather? Is that Dan B? 229,355 is gonna be Gas's top score so far. So we're gonna add that one into the spreadsheet. 229,355. That's gonna be the score for Gas. I'm gonna remind the players that this is not a top 10 bracket. This is a top 12 bracket. We're thinking on expanding it to top 20. And this is our last batch of qualifiers. We had 5 batches. 5 time slots, you want to call it that, of 4 qualifying stations. There's 2 people qualifying off stream right now. And this is the qualifying. I'm gonna put it here so you can see it. And you can see Gas's dash motions. Slightly here, that's fine. Oh, Jorge's gonna lose dash a little bit there. Gas Master. Says Bandy Pants, who I still have no idea who that is. I don't know if that's Bandy. That's Dan B. That's, I don't know, someone else? I don't know. One of the multiple Pixel Andy alts. And Gas in a little bit of a game, and just as I say that, I commentator's curse for Gas with a drought, 24-piece drought, and that's going to be it for Gas, 215,000. It's your old pal Bandweather here, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. I want you to go to Matcherino and donate $150,000 for your friends who are going to go to CTWC. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Es tu viejo amigo. That's stuck. That's easy to remember. That call out, it's easy to remember. Jorge White is a usual in CTWC as well. You always watches, always cheers for people. Especially if it's LATAM people. Jorge White was in CTWC as well, 2023. Qualified, over 100 people qualified, and few made it in. Jorge was one of the unfortunate ones that didn't make it in. Gas is a really avid player in Classic Tetris Score Attack. If you're in the range of 500,000, you probably ran into Gas at least once. He plays in a Retro Cabeza tournament. You have to roll the R's if you want to be true Mexican. Retro Cabeza. 64,000 for I forgot, and it's right there. Jorge White, 64,000 for Jorge White. Slightly off the qualifying shape, the qualifying focus you have to have. It's been a long day as well. This is the last set of qualifiers, so Gas is all fresh. He just showed up. He signed into the 8 p.m. qualifying slot, and here it is, 8 p.m. Jorge White and I have been here since 10 a.m., so it's almost been 12 hours now. And yeah, we just had dinner like a few minutes ago. What time does the stream start tomorrow? That's gonna start 12 a.m. local time, if my calculations are correct. Jorge didn't correct me, so I think that's okay. That's right. 12 a.m. And no te olvides darle like y suscríbete. 17-piece drought there for Gas. These droughts seem to always leave Gas's stack in shambles. That's a beautiful piece. Oh, almost misdropped that one. There we go, making it work. Slightly droughted once more, I think. No, that's a beautiful long bar. It's going to require a spin. That's going to be it. Gas is going to give up. Not feeling that one. Burned a little too much pace doing that. Gas, a pretty good Tetris Effect connected player. So once more, as it's been the usual story in the qualifying tournament, maybe latency throwing off a little bit some of our players. Gas is going to ditch 18 starts and going to go 15 until the rhythm is there. Jorge blaming the controller. Gonna change the controller? I think he's gonna change the controller. ¿No es el tuyo? So that was not that was the Jorge White's controller. That explains a lot of things. Rolling is really finicky. Rolling is really finicky, really sensitive to your own controller. Jorge White's gonna throw to the trash just like that, like 5 minutes of the qualifying. Jorge is still looking for his controller. Even though he's the organizer, we're not gonna give him no extra time. So 30,000 for Gas, 70,000 for top out Jorge. I'm gonna register the scores that these players have. The top scores should be displayed on the CRTs on the TVs that they're actually playing. ¿Lo encontraste? El de Novo está súper bien. So Gas, I think, finding more of his rhythm within 15 starts. A little bit of a miss-shift there. That was a miss-shift. And now, waiting for the correct pieces, spraying on that 15 start. I think now we our number one seed just borrowed Jorge's his controller to Jorge. So let's see if that feels better. And rolling is really finicky. Rolling is kind of dependent on the controller that you're using. I found that rolling with a controller that's not you don't feel comfortable with does lead to really different results when you're rolling. Maybe when you're dashing, tapping is not as finicky as some other play styles. Also, double flip of the long bar An unflip of the long bar. And Jorge struggling a little bit to find his rhythm, his groove. 8 p.m. Mexico City time. We are at the Monou Gaming Expo. If Bandy's still here, that's how you pronounce it, Bandy. The Monou Gaming Expo. What does Mono mean in Spanish? Monkey Gaming Center in Mexico City, La Condesa. Pretty nice zone, pretty nice tourist section of the city, filled with nice cafes, taco stands, fancy restaurants. And now gaming centers. Monou Gaming Center here in Mexico City, host to the first ever Mexican qualifiers. Jorge not feeling it. Topping out at 9,000 again. Getting there, getting once more. Start a new game, and this is good for Gas. Top score is 229, 355, 299,000, 29,000. So surely, slowly but steadily approaching that. That was the long bar that Gas was looking for, was needing. Now Tetris for Jorge. And Gas transitions to level 16, which for those unaware, 16 is the same speed as level 18 to 63. Already surpassed his best score of the session so far. 15 minutes into it. Getting into the rhythm, nice survival there. 285, so this is gonna put him at a pretty good seed if he gets to 500,000, which is around the range that Gas usually gets. That's gonna get him to about 6th seed. Top 4 seeds you can see right there. Now we AB Kick, Oscar, and Pollo. I wonder who that is. Oh, and that's gonna be a top out for Gas. 308,899. So that's gonna be an updated score for Gas. That's gonna be an updated score for Gas. Catapulting him into 6th seed. Just behind El Guapísimo Hook. 490 for him. I also believe Gas is making his debut at an official Classic Tetris tournament, not counting Tetris Effect Connected, which I read before that he's had a couple of appearances in some tournaments being held by Retro Cabeza, our Spanish friend. Also translated Best of 5, which you should check out. Documentary detailing the early years of CTWC. There's a special year, which was a historic year, really, for the Classic Tetris World Championships. Well, Retro Cabeza is the one that narrated, that commentated in Spanish, the official commentary in Spanish. We have a anti-hero 8 saying Jorge and the frog dancing multiple times. I think it's a Jorge fan. Finding a better rhythm. That's much better for Jorge. Now beating his top score of the day, going into 300,000, and just like that, denying Gas of the just acquired 6th seed. So this is close, folks. I think that both of their PBs are close-ish. Jorge plays much more on CRTs, I think, than Gas. I'm not sure about that. I can be 100% sure. It's a misdrop there. Should be okay with the correct pieces. Now it's getting a little dicey. If rolling is a thing, oh, that barrack is gonna hang there. Tries to roll switch, but it's not enough. 321 for 80. That's an updated score. 321 for 80. There we go. A misstock there. You can see he's smiling ever so slightly. Damn, that was not the thing I wanted to do. And we're 20 minutes into the qualifier, just like that. It went pretty fast. So we're currently sitting at a very big participation. Let me see. So 19 people have qualified and will qualify, as this is the last qualifying slot. 19 people give it a shot, try to qualify. For tomorrow's tournament, which is for sure top 12, where we will try to accommodate for a bigger bracket, so bigger participation is encouraged. And there we go. Jorge solves that delayed burn that was kind of awkward. Now fixes that hole, and now he's ready for a Tetris, although it's not going to be completely out of danger now. Now he's out of danger and fixing the board, getting it back to semblance of order. Nice tuck there for Gas, probably waiting for J. Feels a long bar dependency. That's the perfect piece. And that's a nice complementary long bar, but now forced into some other awkward placements. $121 for Jorge. Now solving that sequence of burns. He's gonna need full dash to get that. Does get full dash with that. Piece gets all the way to the left side. Also pole ball there from Jorge. Nice dash control there. Nice dig there. Nice elevated dig for Jorge. Now waiting for that burn is gonna do. That burn is gonna do plenty. That's not gonna fully resolve the issue. A long bar wouldn't be necessary, but that sequence of burns is gonna fix that. Beautiful. And now Jorge all clean and tidy once more. Now good patience, good dash control there for Jorge. Usually roll switches on 19 when he's in a little bit of trouble. Nice, deciding to build that left, and that's a normal Tetris for Jorge. And 4-4-4 for Gas, pretty nice score there. I completely missed that. Hook is sitting at seat number 5 with a 490, so all of a sudden this is a battle for seat number 5 through 7. 450 for Gas, pretty nice. Nearing the transition. Oh, that's gonna leave a really awkward stack there. It's probably gonna sell the stack for the last Tetris, which, of course, the long bar is not showing up. It's gonna go into 19 with the burn. Oh, 453, 482. That's really good. Not quite enough to catch up Hook, but 453, 482. That's gonna put him at seat number 6. Still a little bit behind El Guapísimo. Still behind El Guapísimo, and now ahead of Jorge. We'll see what Jorge has to say. Jorge has to say about that. T misflip is what he has to say about that. Now fixing it, and that's gonna be a nice flat burn. Still not quite out of the woods yet. Now he is with that sequence of burns. And that long bar is gonna do wonders now. Both players still in 18 portion. Jorge with 100 over 100 lines, 294. There we go. Jorge transitions into 19, setting up for a 30 triple. I thought it was going to be a Tetris. So 314, still dancing. Interesting to see. I think he's decided not to roll due to not getting used to a controller that it's not his. So it's going to be old style Jorge now, old style Das Jorge. Lumbar dependency there. Nice decisions for Jorge. That T is going to go perfectly into that dependency. Could actually go dirty left well. I'm not sure if that's going to be what he's going to try to do. Yasna's going to burn it down. He knows lining out is going to give him a little bit more scoring potential. Left well is going to be way too aggressive. And Gas, 14,000. 143,000 points. Better said, but let's focus on Jorge's game now, as it's the one with the bigger stakes now. Jorge has a 321 best score so far, so that's going to be a better score than the one he's had. That was losing Das, but still not deadly. That's a lovely long bar. Beautiful flat burn, and now regaining the board's control. That was an unhealthy square for the state of the board, but getting it done. Nicely done for Jorge. Beautiful T burn there, flat. Really patient is there, Jorge. We could probably see a 29 reach with that. That safe triple and double prioritizing stacking. Actually set up for a Tetris for Jorge, 390. So taking the Tetrises as they come. Really disciplined. Lovely long bar. Beautiful pieces there for Jorge. And I'm always of the idea that it's not... Oh, that T hang is going to be really rough. Oh, and that's going to be good. 397 for Jorge. That's going to be a best score. 397. 060 for Jorge, which is at the moment not gonna move him any seats. For Jorge to move up in seating, he's gonna have to beat Gas. We had a 453, 453,000. We are almost at the halfway point on this fifth and last qualifying slot for the first ever Mexican qualifier. I'm gonna remind everyone that there's a match arena going on for this tournament, for this very tournament. Everything that's being donated is gonna go right into top three's funding for CTWC. So 50% is going to the winner. Gas there, topping out that 303. 50% is gonna go to the winner. 30% to second place and 20% to third place, which is going to be defined by the semifinals placements. The best losing scores, sum of three best losing scores on the semifinals. That's going to decide the third place. So we can reward consistency as much as possible. And Gas on level 16. Interesting choice to pick a level start. That's literally the worst scoring level in the game, I believe. Jorge starting up with a 104,000 score. 37 lines in. $151 for Jorge with another Tetris. 33,000 for Gas. Two players that had a cult following of sorts in the early stages of the qualifying rounds. Everyone wanted to see them play in the guideline side of things. That's going to be a 30 triple for Gas. Decides not to use that long bar to uncover. The other uses a flat L. Jorge's going to give up on that one, 176. And we're past the halfway point in this last qualifying block. 30 minutes have passed since we started the qualifying. So halfway there. Still plenty of time to improve on the score. It goes to Gas and Jorge as well, so this is a race. Now most of the community within the Mexican players usually range in the 600 to 700k PB range. I think Jorge is inside that PB bracket as well as Gas. A couple of other players couldn't come here that did want to come. So I thought it was gonna be a bit set up for Jorge. It was really advanced. Jorge currently with a 13-piece route. There we go on the long bar. Nice space for Jorge. Over 60% Tetris rate for those fans of the Tetris rate. Why the glove on the left hand, asks Schmoops. Well, that's because Jorge is a hybrid player. That's a way in which you hold the controller and you move the pieces side to side. So right now you're currently seeing him hold the D-pad like they used to do in the old days. But when things get a little hairy, when he's on a faster speed or something, he's gonna roll the controller with that hand that has a glove on it. That glove is there to reduce friction between the controller, and he's gonna put the other finger above the directionals and roll the controller against his hand with that gloved hand. It's mesmerizing when you see it live happen. We're gonna have some rollers tomorrow. Now that the tournament is gonna be taking place tomorrow. If you want to see that in action, if you want to see a roller playing on insanely fast speeds, we're gonna see. We have two rollers, Oscar and Naui. AB Geek, our only foreigner player, is gonna be dancing tomorrow, I believe. I myself, I'm gonna be also a hybrid. I'm gonna be tapping the pieces and then rolling if I have to. So we're gonna see some plenty rolling tomorrow. Let's see if Jorge decides to bust the rolling a little bit. So 240 for Jorge. Much better pace than his previous games. That's a double flip. Oh, you've never seen competitive Tetris before, so welcome in. This is our first ever Mexican qualifier. It's in person. We're in Mexico City live. This is the qualifying round. So you can see on the upper side of the screen, on the right side, besides Gas's cam. By the way, Gas transitions there to level 17, nearing the 19 transition, which you're gonna find particularly fast if you've never seen a competitive game. But as I was saying, this is the qualifying round, so players try to score as high as they possibly can, and to improve their seeding. Of course, if you're the person that has the biggest score, you're gonna go first seed, and second you're gonna go second, and so on. So first seed is Naui. You're gonna see a number 4 there. What's that number 4 for? That's the number of maxouts. And what's a maxout? A maxout, it's 1,000,000 points. So getting there was the original perfection standard, for Tetris for many years. And nowadays, it's not as rare. We could say it's not easy, of course, but it's not as rare. And now we got 4 times today over 1,000,000 points. And the second one, the one that says kicker, is his highest non-million scores. So that puts him right at round first seed. EBK got 3 max outs, 874 non-max out scores, so that's second. Oscar's third. Myself, I'm number 4 to seed. And we're determining the seeding for tomorrow's bracket. It's gonna be 12 people confirmed. We're trying to expand the bracket a little bit. More people than we expected showed up. That's a great thing. I'm gonna try to have some fun with competitive Tetris. Being your skill level, it doesn't matter your skill level. Nice adjustment there for Jorge. How much rounds are there? Well, there's for certain that's gonna be around 1. There's gonna be the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then finals. That's for a 12-player bracket. There might be around 0. Now Jorge transitions, by the way, with a 390. 397 is Jorge White's best score so far. So that's gonna be interesting to see for Jorge. Deciding not to bust the rolling out, still dashing, still holding the D-pad. That's gonna be a rough piece there. Gets the long bar all the way to the left. That's a really tricky move, and you have to maintain perfect dash. Oh, that's a square misdrop, but it doesn't matter. 400,000 there for Jorge. That's gonna put him slightly ahead, but still not quite enough to reach Gas, which is sitting at 453,000. And yeah, there's a Matcherino as well going on for anyone who's just tuning in. Now we just very graciously put the link there in the chat. That is a community-funded prize pool for the top 3 players. That fund is going to be used for their trip to CTWC. What's CTWC? The Classic Tetris World Championships being held in Pasadena, California. In just a couple of days. It's going to be in June. So stay tuned in for that. So, I mean, qualifying is not a determining factor for placements in the overall tournament. That's going to be the bracket play, the competitive side of things tomorrow. But so far, Naui's first seed. He's our reigning Mexican champion, top 16 in the World Championships in 2022. Most condecorated Latin American player tie with Oscar, who's sitting at seed number 3. And now we're saying in chat, vamos, Gas, Jorge. Nice game there for Gas as well. People from Mexico, Enrique, sí. Dale, México. Dale, papá, dale. So we have 20 minutes. We are 20 minutes. Sorry, we have 20 minutes left for the qualifier to end. This is a 1 hour qualifier. 1 hour qualifier. Each player that played here had an hour to qualify to put the best scores that they could, or max out as many times as they could. We have 20 minutes to go for both Gas, Jorge, Seratayo, and Edgardo, who are also qualifying on a side station that is not being streamed currently. How do you find these people? Well, they usually gather in Discord servers, and we usually watch online. We announce that there's going to be a tournament, and then people are interested on sharing their passion, qualifying, and being streamed here on one of the multiple tournaments that are being held across the world. I believe the next tournament is going to be held in Paris, actually, Paris, France. This is all a build-up to the Classic Tetris World Championships that are going to be held in California and Pasadena. That's a yearly tradition. Many, many years it has been celebrated. The very best players in the world gather and battle it out for honor and nowadays for a hefty amount of prize pool. Some players come from abroad. AB Geek comes from the US. She comes from Texas. Naui, our number 1 seed, comes from Tijuana, which is pretty far from Mexico City. Pretty far. About a 4-hour flight, maybe, within the country. Dirty Tetris there for Jorge. Finding a better rhythm now that the qualifier is now well advanced, we could say. Gas transitions at 19. This is usually the speed that kills most intermediate players. Oh, he's gonna miss the flip with that long bar. That's probably, it's still survivable. That's gonna be it for Gas. So I was saying, level 19 is usually where it does it for most intermediate level players. Yeah, easy for Naui to go to LA, so confirmed players going to CTWC, this who are currently here, is AV Geek. She's gonna be there at LA. Oscar is also gonna be there. Naui is also gonna be there, and that's it. I've been to CTWC a couple of times before. Probably not this time, or confirmed not this time around. Yeah, people use the gloves for friction, to reduce friction. In the playstyle that Jorge is currently using, but it is also used for rolling. We haven't seen anyone rolling so far. We're gonna definitely see tomorrow some rollers, and the top 4 get a bye in the early rounds. The top 4 get a bye in the early rounds. The lower placed players in the bracket are gonna be fighting it out. There's Naui drinking something. That's our Tijuana representative. Now Jorge fighting for a little bit on the top of the board. I believe Jorge's PB is with rolling, the overall PB, so fighting a little bit there. So the top 3 rated players are gonna go to California. I am most probably not going to be there this time around, and I don't know if Jorge is gonna be there. And now we're saying that I have to go, and I'm obligated to go. Jorge might be going as well to California. Pasadena, it was a beautiful venue, beautiful event, beautiful production, and a beautiful Tetris there for Jorge 274 at 117 line. So this is not the most efficient pace that Jorge's had throughout this qualifier. A really good game there for Gas. Catapulted him into a much better seat. This is hypnotic. A couple of people here, bystanders watching the game, just completely fixated on the block stacking decisions. Oh, so you saw one of the Noes qualifier. Well, so you know that rolling is pretty powerful, and it's really different from what these two players are doing, which is Daz. Jorge's gonna top out there 3-2-7. So if the stream is gonna start tomorrow, local time, Mexico City time, 12. We're gonna have the early rounds first. So you're not gonna be seeing Naui, you're not gonna be seeing AB Geek and Oscar. In the early hours of the day tomorrow, that's going to be reserved for when we decide who's going to be playing them in the quarterfinals, because they get a bye for being the best rated players in the qualifier. They get rewarded by skipping one of the rounds. So we're nearing the end of the qualifying session. 13 minutes in the clock now. This is going to be a full game from 18 to 9 to 29 is going to be around 10 minutes. So we could say a full completed game is going to take around, you can squeeze out about 2 games more. If you get to 19, you could probably squeeze 3, 4. And yes, all the rounds are going to be streamed tomorrow. Every single one of them is going to be streamed tomorrow. The tournament starts tomorrow and ends tomorrow. We're gonna end that tomorrow. We're gonna determine who's gonna be the new Mexican champion. I'm going to remind you that the reigning Mexican champion is going to be Naui. The reigning Latin American champion is going to be Oscar. So our 2 highest rated players, PBs of 1.4 million. ABs are 3rd best rated with a 1.3. And then myself with a 1.1. Which is a long way to go for 1.4. So we're gonna get 4 rounds tomorrow, maybe 5. Not every single round is gonna be a best of 5. Most are gonna be a best of 3. Talking about best of 5, Nightbot just reminded us that the 5-episode documentary about CTWC is out. Go support our friend Chris Higgins, who made that possible a few years back, documenting a very special year in the CTWC's history. Now Jorge waiting for the rocket screen to go away. That shows up for them when they top out, not for us as spectators. And we're almost 10 minutes to go. Almost 10 minutes to go. That's where nerves really start kicking in. You know, a good game could totally change the seeding. So the current seeding for a top 12 tournament would put Hook playing against Thelonious. Really interesting qualifier. He qualified alongside his wife, which we've never seen that before. And the winner would go against AB Geek, our only foreigner in the tournament. But if Hook manages to catch Gas's spot, he's gonna be playing Monochromy and the winner is going to go against Oscar. So either way, it's going to be a really tough matchup. We're nearing our qualifying session, and I'm going to notify the players that there's 10 minutes left for them, so they can measure their aggression that they want to approach this. And what's aggression? How far, how high do you play? Do you stack? How much do you wait for pieces to come and go your way? 10 minutos. 10 minutos más. 10 minutes to go for the qualifying to end. If you start a game before the 10 minutes are up, before the hour mark is done, you can finish that game. But you cannot finish, you cannot start a game after the hour has run by. So 197 for gas. That being said, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch. If you want to go and check those out, there are some videos uploaded from the past CTWC, so if you want to take a sneak peek into what's in store for this coming June, the rounds had been uploaded from the past year's World Championship. It is currently 9 p.m. in Mexico City, and only 8 minutes to go until we end the qualifier. We say goodbye, we rest for a little bit, and we prepare for tomorrow's tournament. So 70,000 there for Jorge. 263,000 for Gas. Let's see how he fixes this misdrop. Almost gets that tee all the way into that hole that was created after the tee misdrop there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching from around the world. Tetris has really become an international thing nowadays. People watching from all over the world, from the US, from we had people from Europe a little earlier watching a Mexican qualifier now. There have been events in Germany, Germany and France, Colombia, multiple events in the US. I think Finland as well, Vienna, the UK, continental championships like Europe have been held in person. Online, some other ones like the Latin American championships. In person also has Canada. So it's truly become a worldwide thing. Now playing in a live environment is really different from playing in home, and you're wondering maybe where are these players playing? What are they playing on? They're playing on original consoles, original TVs, one of those chunky big old TVs that you probably watch your grandma watch TV on. Well, those are the ones that we use. We use original hardware, original controllers. That's the best way to play Tetris. And that's how the World Championships are played as well. That's how every single CTWC event is played. To ensure fairness. Oh, that long bar is not gonna get all the way to the right. We're almost into the 5-minute mark. Oscar, I was about to say, Jorge starting a new game. That CTWC shirt. So 23,000 there, another Tetris for Jorge. $69,451 for Gas. We were watching Jorge and all of a sudden Gas with a really good game. 455 there. Making it work. 453 was Gas's top score, so he's now beating the top score and now fighting on the reels to get Hook's best score, which is 490. You can see that on the upper side of his webcam. 490 is what he needs to dethrone Hook as the 5th seed. Really nice game going there for Gas. Oh, I think he got greedy there. Went for Tetris 472. 472.060 is the top out score. Still not enough to beat Hook. He knows it. Goes back right into it. So close to beating Hook's score. Yeah, so the original TVs are instantaneous inputs. A couple of players here are used to playing on more modern TVs, more modern consoles. The new Classic Tetris. There's a game mode in Tetris Effect that's called Classic Tetris Effect Connected. And you can play online this same version of Tetris. So I know for a fact that Gas has been playing in tournaments from that game. Those are being played on LED, maybe PC, maybe newer consoles. So suddenly having to get around the non-existent latency is a big factor here for these players. Oh, and Retro Cabeza is here. Hello, Retro Cabeza. 2 minutes left on the clock now. I'm gonna notify the players when there's 2 minutes left. So the inputs are instantaneous. There's no latency, which could be for the good, for the better, for the worst, depending on some of these players. 2 minutos. That's the 2 minute mark. Let's remember that they can start a new game right now, and if the game goes over the hour mark, that's fine. Doesn't matter. You can finish that one, and this is where you have to make the decision. Or do I keep playing? Do I go for a good score? Is my board? Is my score? Is my pace there? Should I start a new game? I think Gas knows that he's gonna start a new game. Almost a minute to go. So in total, we've had 5 hours of non-stop Tetris qualifiers. 4 players per hour, 4 players per qual slot. 2 on-stream, 2 off-stream. Un minuto, pueden terminar si se pasan de la hora, pero no pueden empezar uno después de la hora. So 50 seconds to go now. Jorge is in a good game. 317,000 locked in. 40 seconds. This is where you have to take decisions. Like Gas has a really rough misdrop. 30 segundos. So probably the wisest thing to do would be to start a new game. Meanwhile, Jorge, who has a pretty good game, the wisest decision there would be just go for it and try to get the best score. 13 segundos. 10. 5. Pueden empezar un último juego todavía. 1 y empezamos. This is the last. Gas started his last game like right on the dot of an hour, so that's crazy. He started the game and then the clock went off. So este es su último juego. Si termina, no empiecen otro. And hello, Wallband, a friend from Canada, dropping by to say hi to the Mexican qualifiers. And yeah, just as Enrique said, this is not a versus play yet. This is the qualifying rounds of CTWC Mexico. No! Jorge's gonna miss that and it's gonna top out there. Last game there, our main organizer for CTWC Mexico. That's how quick and sudden everything can be. I'm gonna register these two players' scores now. So right now we're seeing the last qualifying taking place. Gas with a 129. He's top seed in our hearts, says Enrique. And now waiting for Gas. Has a double bar dependency. Good. But now pulled back the long bar. He was experiencing a very, very big drought there. Is Noe still there? Asking people. I think he is. Yeah, he is playing. The fan saying, I want to see Noe on camera. Roderick saying that he wants to see Noe. And now I think Gas is gonna give up. It's gonna be the last game from Gas, and with that we conclude our 5th session from the qualifying rounds in CTWC Mexico. I think he's just started digging and said, "Hey man, I'm not gonna beat that score." Era 102K. With that, we conclude our 5th batch of qualifiers. Now we're gonna just sort the seating out, and we're gonna find a raid target because tomorrow we're gonna be seeing each other once more for the qualifying rounds, the match rounds. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to catch tomorrow's action right here, starting 12 a.m. Local time. So we're gonna search for a raid target, which is probably gonna be Dog Pie. Our friend Dog Pie. Oh wait, I think I did the wrong command. Yeah, I did. So we're gonna be sending you to Dog Pie. Thank you everyone who tuned in. Don't forget to, we're gonna be here tomorrow. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good evening, depending on where you're watching us.